Before the war in Shamayim, before the casting out, before the name Lucifer became a warning, there was a plan so carefully woven that it nearly rewrote creation itself. At the center of divine order stood the 24 elders, guardians of judgment, balance, and the will of Ahavah. Beneath them served the 12 archangels, each powerful, each revered, each entrusted with domains that shaped existence. Among them, none shone brighter, spoke wiser, or commanded more loyalty than Lucifer. Lucifer did not begin as a rebel. He began as a reformer. In whispered councils and open assemblies, he spoke of imbalance. He questioned decisions. He framed dissent as responsibility. To many archangels, his words sounded reasonable, even necessary. After all, he was the eyes of the Holy Father. Who better to see flaws than the one who once saw all? What made Lucifer dangerous was not rage, but persuasion. Slowly, he gathered support, not by force, but by conviction. He convinced many that the elders had grown distant, that Shamayim required new leadership, and that authority must evolve.
Don't you all see that the elders mean no good for us? Let us rise, my angels!
Even the strongest were shaken. Even Michael, the strength of Ahavah himself, listened.
We need to be together on this. This holy place is falling apart unless we do something.
This was the most perilous moment in all of creation. Had Michael turned, the council would have fractured. Shamayim would have followed power instead of order. And Lucifer knew it. So he prepared his final move. When the archangels assembled, Lucifer did not arrive alone. Behind him stood his clan, silent, disciplined, and dressed in red. They were not arranged as worshippers, but as soldiers. Lines precise. Spacing deliberate. Posture rigid. It was a war formation. Lucifer spoke peace, but stood in readiness for conquest. Most did not see it. But one did. Shamuel, the all-solution, was not a warrior by instinct. He was an interpreter of signs, of meanings hidden beneath form. As he watched the assembly, he recognized the symbolism immediately. Red was not ornament. Formation was not coincidence. This was intimidation disguised as righteousness. Lucifer was not asking permission. He was announcing inevitability. Shamuel moved quickly. He warned Michael in private, explaining what the formation meant, revealing what words alone had concealed. Reform backed by force was not reform, or it was overthrow. That truth shattered the illusion. Michael saw clearly then. Strength was not domination. Authority was not seized. And loyalty to Ahavah could not coexist with coercion, no matter how eloquent its source. The moment Lucifer realized he had been exposed, the heavens shifted. Judgment followed swiftly. Lucifer and those who stood with him were cast out, not as monsters, but as traitors to order. The fall was violent, cosmic, irreversible. Territories were lost. Gates were sealed. Names were stripped of honor. Yet the most powerful reaction did not come from the battlefield. It came from the throne. Ahavah, the source of all being, did not rejoice. The casting out was not victory, it was loss. The grief of the Most High echoed through Shamayim, for Lucifer was not merely a servant who rebelled. He was a creation deeply loved, now irreversibly broken by pride. Justice was necessary, but sorrow remained. And that sorrow is what makes the fall more than a war story. It was the moment Shamayim learned that even the highest light, when bent inward, can become shadow. That persuasion without humility becomes manipulation. And that rebellion does not always roar, it often whispers, convinces, and almost succeeds. Lucifer did not fail because he lacked power. He failed because truth was seen, just in time. And from that fracture, the universe would never be the same again.